What's up, guys? It's Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys, and we are coming back at you, everyone, with another video. You guys have heard mentioned quite a bit this week about a mysterious trip that has happened, went down, and everything prior to the making of this video. And we've had kind of a busy week. I know all this went down on Tuesday. However, the race that I usually run on Tuesdays got pushed to Wednesday. On Thursday, we had our break with our optic, which went really well, and we actually wound up winning that race for this week at Martinsville. That was just incredible. I know we shouldn't have won by the way things went, but if you didn't watch that win, go back and check out the last little portion, and you'll see we were just going crazy. But hey, I did drive it home to the win, so that was big ditch effort to get that win. But the break went well, and now we're here on Friday. Hope everybody's had a great week, and we will give you guys the information on what happened. Probably hear this plane going over, not too loud. But we will start off with a TTM. A lot of this has been over the last little bit. Now, some of the Ned Jarrett's got took out and stuff, but I did want to give you guys a little recap. These have been sitting around, and I've done book logged them and everything. But we had this Ned Jarrett Heroes of Racing. Now, some of the Ned Jarretts that I sent are not featured in this, but I figured I would show everybody. We also got back from Bill Elliott ×2. Now, these are incomplete because they're complete because, not incomplete, we have both returns, as you can only send 2 for the 93 Max set, the base set. So those turned out really nice. And then we had these 2. And this one, it'd be nice if Junior Johnson was still with us to have him on there, the dual signed card. So those turned out great. And then we had a Richard Petty return. Now, I know this one's 27 of 49. Shout out to good buddy Steven. He gave me this, and I went and got it signed. I know most people don't think about the numbered cards, getting them signed, but, you know, it's just me with Petty, and I'm not going to part with them. This come from Octane. It's actually one of the last few cards that I have. It's like a racing stand-up. I'm not sure. Red Line Racing. There we go. I was going to say I wasn't sure. But got him to sign the behind the flap deal. And I'm not going to tear the tab or do any of that stuff to mess this card up. Just want to get it signed and put up. So there are the TTMs. And then we had a piece of mail come in from Daniel. I forget his last name. Starts with an M, and I don't really know how to pronounce it. Needed this optic card, and I think we are down to like 1 or 2 cards now. Maybe 1, not sure, for the optic set. This is Ryan Priest. So that was really nice of him to send that our way, and offered to pay him up there, and he said, no, I would just like to send it to you guys for your set. So big shout out to him. He knows who he is. And there's our mail and TTM portion. Now let's get into what we done, guys. Huge announcement. We went down to Junior Motorsports, and we had all intentions of trying to get Dale Jr. You guys know we've went and done the podcast stuff where we hang out and we wait to get him, etc. And lo and behold, we kind of went out on hopes maybe of getting him. We you know, this was our first time ever doing it, and we weren't really sure of how it was going to happen. We plan on going back next month with Josh. That's Cleveland Card Connection when he comes down. And we were kind of using this as a test trial. Well, test trial really went bad really quick. And we noticed that, you know, we got there at like 7:45 or 7:40 and no movement. We watched. 9 o'clock rolls around. Still no Junior coming in. We're like, what in the world's going on? And I was like, you know, he could be running behind. He could already be inside for all we know. We didn't know what was going on. And so we go forward, and I think it was around 10:30, 11. Phone goes off with a notification to YouTube, and it's Dale Jr. or Dirty Mo Media, one of the two. It's the one that I follow on YouTube, and it said Ask Junior Live, and I'm like, are you kidding me? And I popped on there, and there he was with Josh Berry. Now, we knew that Josh Berry was going to be the Ask Junior Live portion of the show, and we kind of figured he might be the guest. Well, come to find out he was, and we didn't see either one of them come in. Now, we could have seen Josh, just didn't realize who he was, but before we left, we did figure out, you know, what Josh was driving him. Now, we seen Kelly and L.W. Miller, that's Kelly Earnhardt, and her husband. We didn't get their autograph or anything, but we seen them drive in and out. We seen Justin Allgaier, and I'm pretty sure one of them was Michael and Nat that we had seen going in. They were in and out from the little gate thing there. If you guys haven't been to Junior Motorsports, you won't know exactly what I'm talking about. But you could easily look it up with photos. However, you'll actually see Junior Motorsports in the thumbnail along with the other stuff. But to cut the story short, we still had an adventurous day, and we will get to all that, and we'll cover and show you the stuff that we got. However, Junior's was pretty eventful for no longer than we were there. We seen several people, and we started noticing, what's going on here. There was, people showing up. Come to find out, I think Dale Jr. Filmed, if not 2, but 3 Dale Jr. downloads. I don't know what's going to happen. He may be taking a vacation leave or something. For all we know, he may be out of town the next few weeks. I don't know. But if I was one of those betting people, as you know, like on Back to the Future, you got Marty and Doc, and they find the almanac book that predicts the future. Well, if I was a betting man and I was to have some people that would put money against it, I'd bet them up, and they would lose their money. You heard it here first. Next week's guest will be Andy Petrie on the Dale Jr. download. So if you guys watch that, don't be surprised when Andy Petrie shows up and he is on the guest panel for the episode of Dale Jr. download. He showed up, as I will insert the clip here in just a few seconds, and this shows him leaving, but I'll also insert the photos that he took with me and Roger, and I'll show you guys that real quick. Alright, so there was the photos and video. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Andy's always been a nice guy. We've met him multiple times. Really shocked when that helicopter come in. I wish I could have got it coming in, but we didn't know exactly what was going on or who it was going to be. So, you're not prepared. But that was him leaving, and the photos with him. Then not only was he there, but we seen this guy. It was very weird. Pulls up in an RV, and, this guy in a white Jeep's in front of it, and he gets out. I don't know. He's dressed really nice. I couldn't figure it out. I was like, Roger, that guy's somebody. I just don't know who. Obviously well-dressed. And you could tell had a lot of money for sure. Anyways, the guy comes out. The RV looks around like, what's going on? Who's around? And then he comes over and starts talking to us. Well, they go inside. They get escorted inside by one of the PR people from JR Motorsports, one of the head marketing people or something. They stay inside, and they're in there for quite a while, at least a good hour and a half. And you can hear the dog yapping in the RV and what everything going on. And they finally come back out, and I told Roger, I said, I'm gonna find out who this guy is. So he come up and he was saying, how's it going, fellas? What are we up to? And we told him, we're here to get Dale Jr.'s autograph. He said, why? And I said, we collect autographs, and we enjoy meeting the drivers and stuff. Try not to bug them, and if they don't want to, we just won't get their autograph. He's like, why? He kept asking why, and I was like, it's just something we enjoy. He said, well, I once worked with Steve Harvey, and he's saying if I spent all day, getting autographs, I wouldn't have time to do what I needed to do throughout my day. And I'm like, Steve Harvey. I'm like, well, do you mind? I was going to ask you anyways, but who are you? He said, I'm a famous comedian, John Wesley Austin. You might have heard of me. And I said, the name does sound familiar. I didn't really know him right offhand, but I did look him up. You guys can look him up. And he says that he used to travel a lot, and due to COVID, things have slowed down. But turned out he was a real nice guy, kind of funny, obviously he's a comedian, but very, what I seen, down to earth. I mean, they talked to us for a little while. They said, we're going to get something to eat. And they hopped out there and left their bus running. It was running when we left. And long story short, Dale Jr. never came out. And we were like, man, this is ridiculous. It was going on like almost 2 o'clock. And I told Raj, I said, man, if he's not out by 2 o'clock, I hate to say it, but we're calling it a day, because I didn't want to waste my whole time. We wanted to go to other places, and we didn't want to waste our entire day. And I can tell you right now, when Josh comes down, we don't want to waste our whole day like we did there. So definitely a fun experiment at Juniors, and maybe a little learning curve for next month. But I don't want to waste an entire day like we did again. So here we go. We'll show you some stuff that we got there. We did pick up this hero card. I didn't have this Connor Mosack JR Motorsports card. He's one of the up-and-coming racers. I think that's with Junior, and I don't know for sure if he's still around there. I know he was on the hero card for last year, one of the ones or year before that I got. So that was nice to pick up. And then I obviously grabbed another one of these. This is, I think, my second one of these. They were kind of limited when I first got them. This is the one that he drove last year at Homestead. And I had high hopes of maybe, getting it signed. I don't know. But it was nice to pick up that. And we kind of headed out. And I didn't buy anything at the retail store, but Roger did. And I think he bought like a Michael Annette t-shirt for $5. But we left from there, and I was like, Raj, we need to go to DGR. So we went to DGR, and that's just a whole new experiment in itself. We went to where we usually do, to the reception's office, opened the door, and I noticed it said shipping and receiving, door here, pull. So I pulled it open, and they had changed everything, which I know DGR Crosley, what it used to be, and now it's DGR, which is David Gilliland Racing, went as a single thing, and they dropped the Crosley part, and David Gilliland's took it over full time. I know I'm doing a lot of talking today, guys, so if you don't like all this, I'm sorry. I'm just letting you guys know what we done, though. Anyways, we went in there, and I'm like, something's amiss here. Can you tell me where we need to go? He's like, you need to go to the third building down, knock on the door, and you might get somebody. So I go down there, and lo and behold, can't get anybody. I'm like, what if we really needed something? He's like, yeah, exactly. This was Roger talking. I was like, well, I guess they would know we were coming, and they would open the door. He's like, yeah, that's true. So we left from there. We were trying to get maybe something new of Haley's or something. I don't know. Then that's getting to be ridiculous. You can't, she's not signing. I don't know what's going on with that. But maybe we'll get ours back soon. We left from there, though. We went to KBM, which is Kyle Busch Motorsports. I had all intentions of going in there to get the Braxton Busch hero card. Lo and behold, they were out of those. The lady did give us some, and I will show you guys what we have. I believe this is last year's hero card for Kyle, which I didn't have, and you guys know I am with Kyle Busch. Still, nonetheless, it was cool to get. Maybe we'll get that signed at some point. I'm getting backlogged on all these cards. Look how big Braxton's getting. We got some older ones where he is really young, so they got the whole family there. Kyle, Samantha, and that's little man's signature, and then you got the paw print for the dog. So really cool there on that one. And then we got this Chandler Smith. They're usually bland on the back of these, and they don't have any backs. I don't believe this one does either, no. But nonetheless, I don't think I have this one. I know for sure I don't have this one, John Hunter Nemechek. So it's nice to add that one. Hopefully I'll try and get that signed at some point. Maybe later on this year. We'll see how that goes. And we left from there, and I was like, Raj, we still got time. I think we go to some of the mom and pop shops that we enjoy and that they know us at and stuff. I mean, we've built kind of a relationship with some of these people at these shops, especially the one coming up, and then the one where we didn't get anything, but I will tell you guys about that. But we like going to Greenlight Racing. We've done it so many times that Mr. Bobby Dotter just, he's welcome. The doors open to us, and, we get to hang out and talk to them, and they, that's awesome. And another one to mention is Tyler Young. The guy will just stand there and talk with us, shakes hands, everything. It's those mom and pop shops that I really enjoy. And, I call them the poor boys teams or whatever you have. Multiple names could be made for these teams. However, you build a relationship with these people, and they remember you. So we went in there, and I had this Bobby Dotter. He's like, man, how many more things do you have for me to sign? Because I have gotten him on a ton of cards, but a lot of them's been different. He's really impressed with how I've done this. But I got him in the silver there. I had the silver on me. the DeWalt number 808, that is. He was the original DeWalt racer before Matt Kenseth and all those people came along. And there you go. So that was really cool to add to the collection. Now, I had gotten this in that bulk buy that I had, that little thrift place, whatever have you, antique mall. And it was really cool to have gotten this. So it's around 1993, 94, somewhere in there. Just don't know exactly the year. Still, nonetheless, really cool to add that. Also got these 2 cards signed by Bobby. I know this video is getting long today, guys, but for those of you who are watching, you're the ones who really want to see it. So I'll just continue to talk, and that's, you know, what this is about. Bobby Daughter there on a Press Pass 94. And then we got him on the same exact Press 94. And I think I may have one of these. I think it's that one that I needed because I remember this one getting it signed before. But nonetheless, he signed those 2 and then the cards, so 3 total. And then he said Joe's here somewhere, that being Joe Graf Jr. You guys may remember, if you keep up with NASCAR, him and Gray Galton. Now, I know Gray's my guy, but he used to drive for him. But I tell you what, some of that stuff I don't condone to what he done. It's just me. I don't agree with some of it. I think, you know, they were just, it's the heat of the moment thing. They're angry and total disagreement, but I'll leave that be. Anyways, we got Joe Graf on these hero cards. He said this one, I believe, was the newest one, or it could be this next one. He said we just put those out not long ago, so you guys will be one of the first ones to get it. He signed it in Sharpie there. You guys can see that. So that's awesome. And he was showing us data on his phone. Maybe this bucked up card, I believe it might be. That one signed really nicely. And then this number 08. I think this may be last year's, because he is not in the 08 this time, I don't believe. He's in the 07. So there's those. He was telling us and showing us data, though, on his phone. And he was talking about how, you know, things were not true as to what Gray Galton was saying. And he was proving it to us on his phone. So, I mean, I can't backlog as to what Gray was saying was right. And I'm not taking sides at all. But that's just what I was seeing was true. But it was funny because Robin Pemberton showed up. He was standing there, and I'm like, oh, God, if you see Robin Pemberton, you know something's up. So he had to go, and they had to have a little meeting. And I figured NASCAR was chit-chatting with him or something. But he did. I had these initially right here to drop off and to get them signed. And when he told me that, I was like, well, do you got time real quick to sign a couple cards? And he's like, sure. Well, I had the black Sharpie that he used. He said, let me grab this blue. Come to find out, the blue pen that he had is the cards that he signed for the Panini cards, the actual autograph versions of, say, this card. Because when he seen it, he's like, that's like the cards that I had signed. They just have a white area. I'm like, yeah, man, that's really cool to have seen that pen. And I let him, I said, let me see that. And I kind of looked at it. And I really wanted that pen, but you know how it is. And it did not smear. He's like, it's some kind of special ink that it won't smear. So he signed a 2021 Donruss base, and then we got the retro card, as well as the optic. And you guys know how the optics are. They like to smear. Now, I had prepped these previously to this, so I don't know if that helped. I'd like to see him sign some that aren't prepped, just to see it. I'll be curious. This is a 2020 Prism, 21 Donruss blue border. Crusades from Chronicles. I really hope they make Chronicles again this year. And then we got the Silver Crusade. He was just telling me how it's awesome to have his own cards. He's like, I never thought I'd see this. And I'm like, yeah, and be in a video game because he's in the NASCAR Heat Series. So, always a nice guy. We've gotten to know Joe Graf pretty good. So, that was cool. So, we left from there and we went down, and it's called Performance Drive, like Jennifer Jo Cobb's down there. And she's going to be racing the Talladega race. That's really cool to find that out. We always go down and see her and stuff down through there. And we went by, and I was like, there's an SRX sign, Raj. He's like, SRX, what is that? And he didn't realize what it was. And I'm like, man, that's the thing that Tony Stewart and Ray Evernham has started up. And he was like, oh, yeah, I remember that. So I wheeled it around, went in, opened the shop door, guys, and went in the place. Roger stayed in the car. I was just mesmerized. I was in the SRX fab shop. I mean, this is stuff that I shouldn't physically be seeing as an outsider because, you know, the doors were shut, everything. And there's a guy in there, and he's like, "What's up, man?" I'm like, "Nothing much. I was just checking some stuff out." He's like, "Well, you're welcome to browse. You're not with the media, are you? You're not here taking photos or video." I'm like, "No, I'm not going to do any of that. I respect you guys enough." I was just browsing around. I asked him, he had a shirt on. I'm like, "You guys aren't having any merchandise, are you?" I was trying to hint at him that I wanted some. And he said, "No, we don't have any, but we do on the website. If you guys want to go to srxracing.com or something." I forgot what it was. But I kind of looked at some of the cars they were building on the assembly line there in the shop, you know, and everything, fabricating and getting them ready to go. And I looked in the corner. Back in the far corner, there sat Tony Stewart, and I'm pretty sure it was him. I'm 100% honestly. I did not go back and bother the guy because I know how he is, and I did not want to even go that far. But this was on a Tuesday, so very interesting to see Mr. Stewart down there just hanging out, you know, and he was messing with something anyways. But one of the top guys there running the thing, so, you know, why wouldn't he be there? So I'm sure a lot of those guys drop in and out that are going to be doing that. So that's really neat to see that. So we left from there. We went down to Tyler Young's. As always, we enjoy stopping by, seeing him, and he enjoys our company. I stayed there for maybe 10 minutes, chit-chatted with him. And he is going to be working us into getting us some pit passes and stuff for me and Raj. And he wants to invite us into a race. He said, "You guys are really loyal to coming down just to see him." And that's not only reason why I've been going to see him. We just enjoy going and hanging out. And he told us some good, promising news. Maybe some of you have already heard this, that by Darlington, some of the guys are going to start coming back. They want those sponsors to come back and to greet those guys. You know, you're paying sponsorship money. You want to experience the race. You want to be there up front, see everything in person. And he's like, "Man, I'm really excited about this." So he's going to be in contact with me, texting or calling, and let me know how that works out. And maybe, you know, soon down the road, he will be getting us into the pits. He told us, "Anytime, man, just let me know." So really do appreciate Mr. Tyler Young for doing that. We left from there, and we went over to Nice Motorsports. We noticed the sign was there for that. And I was like, "Raj, I thought they were in Stateville." He was like, "Yeah, this can't be right." Sure enough, though, they were in the old Forester shop. I think Corbin Forester was running out of that shop. And I think they quit running. So Nice moved in from Statesville over to that shop, and they've relocated. And I'm like, I went in and I asked the guy who was at the hauler for some hero cards. He said, "Go inside and see if you got any of them." What was drawing me in is I was hoping I was going to get the Larson Dirt card, hero card from a couple weeks back at Bristol, but that was not the case. But I did wind up getting this Ty Majeski. I'm not sure if these are current year, and it could be. I really couldn't find much of dates throughout this. Wait a minute, here we go. Full time in 2020, so that actually may be a 2020. This is a Ross Chastain one. Still, nonetheless, these are really nice. Nice. They're really nice. And I plan on getting these signed up and stuff. And then I went back outside and I asked the guy for the Larson. That's where I asked him at. And I showed him what it looked like. And he said, "No, but I should have some right here if you want these." And I was like, "Sure, anything you got. If we don't have it, we are interested in it." This is Carson Hosvar. I don't know how to say his last name, and I do apologize for not knowing, but it is actually signed. So nonetheless, we got the late model there and the truck, and I'm not sure when this one is. Let's see, there's 2020. This could be a 2021. I'm not sure though, but nonetheless, this is the one I was really excited about. This might be from 2020, or it could be 2021 also. It's Natalie Decker, and I don't have this one, and it is already signed. So, really stoked to have gotten this one signed. And I'm pretty sure I know I don't have it. I was going to say I don't think I do. I know I don't. So, very cool to have gotten that one. Past that, I don't think there's any. We didn't really go anywhere else, I don't think. I think we headed home after that. But I know this video's gotten lengthy enough, and for you guys that have stayed around and watched this thing to its entirety, I do appreciate it. And I hope that conversation with you guys is no different than a live. And if you watch this entire thing, you're loyal to the channel, and we do greatly appreciate it. Hopefully we'll be going back down real soon, and if we do, of course, you know, we'll take you guys along with us. Things are starting to heat back up, though, and I am really, really excited with things opening back up. We're going to get back to the track. I've had to buckle down. I've thought about it. I think I may be getting a shot. I don't know, guys. I haven't figured that out yet. But if it gets me back to the track, shows me that I've been vaccinated, I believe I'm going to do it, guys. I can't believe I'm saying it because I don't like needles, but I really do think we're going to consider that because I want to get back to the track. But as always, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Danny and Gray's Cards and Toys, and we'll see you guys later. Take care, guys. Have a great weekend. Be safe. God bless.